inclusive education policy is implemented into schools to ensure students from all social, cultural, community, family backgrounds of all identities and abilities are being welcomed into their school and receiving the same opportunities to engage in a high-quality education alongside their peers. This policy demonstrates that the importance of students achieving academically and socially with appropriate adjustments and additional support to meet their learning requirements. The inclusive education policy relates to Standard 1, know your students and how they learn. On my placement, I observed teachers altering units to meet students' individual needs, providing additional resources, and also having the classroom set up with alternative seating areas to allow students that required extra assistance from a teacher aide could do so within the classroom setting alongside their peers to ensure they do not feel segregated. Policy will influence my teacher identity, meaning I will constantly need to reflect on my beliefs and biases to ensure that I have an open mind when coming across the diversity of my students within my classroom. Over the next few years, I will need to guide my professional learning to find resources that I can take on board and a range of different ways to make appropriate alterations for different learning needs. During my future placements, I will pay attention in how other teachers cater for the diversity students in their classrooms. The Advancing Partnership Policy identifies the importance of seeking ways to enhance students' well-being by providing opportunities for parents and caregivers to have engagement in their child's learning journey. It also recognises the importance of working collaboratively and building respectful relationships with family, learners, the community and the members within the school. This policy relates to Standard 3.7, engage parents, carers in the education process. The Advancing Partnership Policy put into place within the classroom when teachers would give the opportunity to schedule meetings with parents throughout the term when necessary to discuss academic, social or behavioural aspects, which can then lead to them collaborating to put plans and goals into place for a student. The Advancing Partnership Policy will influence my teaching practices, as having a relationship with the parents and the community will benefit my understanding of student behaviour and needs. Establishing community partnerships improves students' learning and wellbeing outcomes by assisting them to understand their role that they play in the broader community. This policy will help me identify specific strategies that I can utilise to enhance how effectively I can engage with parents and caregivers to ensure that they can participate in students' learning to further benefit their overall learning outcomes. By becoming familiar with this policy and the examples given to build relationships, it will be beneficial for when I have my own classroom, as it will build my confidence to be able to establish positive relationships with all diverse families, school members. I will also search for professional development courses specific to engaging with families of different culture to ensure that I am respectful at all times. Valuing Performance Policy believes in a workplace where employees are encouraged to take ownership of their actions and are valued for their dedicated hard work. Employees are provided with opportunities and resources to grow in their profession. This policy encourages professional conversations throughout the workplace about practices, innovation and continuous improvement. The Valuing Performance Statement relates to Standards 6.1, Identify and Plan Professional Learning, and 6.2, Engage in Professional Learning and Improve Practice. I was fortunate enough on my placement to engage each morning in additional professional development sessions that outline 10 essential skills that will be beneficial for me when I have my own class of students. I was lucky enough to participate in a Hidden Histories professional development that took place on the Student Free Day with a guest speaker from the local First Nations community outlining a timeline about what life was like for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples under the Act. I am a lifelong learner. I will take every opportunity to engage in any other professional development I may be offered in my upcoming placements.